Hey guys, what's up? lightboltjoe here. Today we're going to discuss the 2010 family comedy film Diary of a Wimpy Kid, based off of the best-selling book series Diary of a Wimpy Kid by Jeff Kinney. This movie was directed by Thor Freudenthal, came out in 2010, 93 minutes long, an hour and, 32 minutes to be actually completely accurate, plus some little seconds there. Starring Zachary Gordon as Greg Heffley. We have Devin Bostic as Roderick Heffley. We have Rachel Harris as Mom, Steven Zahn as Dad, Frank. We have, so many, Robert Capron as Rowley, Grayson Russell as Fregley. Grayson is awesome. We have Karan Brar as Shirag. Chloe Grace Moretz has a character in this film that has nothing to do with the books, but she does a great job with the character as well. A bunch of other people were involved in this film. Now, I am not in the age group that this book series, when it first came out, was the demographic for. I was in high school technically when this book series first came out. Was it after high school? No, I feel like I was still in high school when this book series first came out. And then we were like book 4 or 5 or something like that when the movie came out. And I remember seeing it. It was like winter 2010. My mom made plans with my aunt to for us to go see it with my cousin, because my cousin was the age group that this film series was based upon. And I remember seeing the trailer during something, and I was like, you know what, this looks pretty funny. Like, I'm gonna give it a chance. Like, it looks pretty funny, because I'm used to Max Keeble's Big Move. Like, that was a good middle school movie. Snow Day, that was another great middle school movie. So I'm familiar with the 2000s middle school movies, and I was like, oh, well, this is the next start of the 2010s middle school movies. Ned's Declassified School Survivor Guide on Nickelodeon, that ran for 3 seasons? That was a perfect middle school show. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Everyone involved with that was just perfect, right? So, like, I was there for it. It was great. I went with my mom, my aunt, my cousin, laughed my ass off more than anyone else in the theater, because this is a smart, well-crafted movie. Jeff Kinney made amazing characters. I have wanted a Wimpy Kid tattoo for over 9 years now, technically. If this movie came out 9 years ago, I have wanted a tattoo from this movie for 9 years. Eventually, I'll get it. Maybe I'll start filling in some spots. I've always wanted a cheese tattoo, to have the cheese touch. I think it'd be the funniest thing ever. But I kind of want a Greg Heffley tattoo. I kind of want a Roderick tattoo. I got some Heffley ideas going in my mind. Now, the other thing is, I've read majority of the books, well-crafted books, super easy to read, super perfect, hilarious picture books that looks like a middle schooler actually did it. Thor Freudenthal did an amazing job casting and directing this film. Every actor did a fantastic job crafting the character based off the characters in the book. Perfect. And then we had 2 and 3 movie, and then we had a reboot movie of the 4th, which is based off like the 17th and 9th book. But that movie, we'll talk about that movie eventually and why it didn't do well. But the Wimpy Kid storyline is a wonderful thing. Greg Heffley is a middle child. He is in middle school. He is starting his middle school adventures. He has a problem with his best friend, Rowley Jefferson. It's just, your standard friend and family dramas, and everyone works together at the end, and it's a beautifully well-crafted story. The Wonderful Wizard of Oz play was absolutely hilarious. Everything about Halloween was hysterical. Devin Bostic is the hero of this film because of this franchise. Because his character of Roderick is just perfect. It's Devin. Devin is Roderick. And it's just so cool seeing that. His speech in the eyeliner with that awesome octopus shirt, which I need to own, talking to Greg and Rowley at the kitchen table on Halloween about the devil worshiper woods. And then Rowley asks, how did the trees get there? And Devin just cuts back and he's like, and then they planted trees. And I just die dead every time I hear him say, and then they planted trees. Die. I was so obsessed with this film when it came out. I watched it so many times. especially when I had days off from work, I would repeat watch this movie because it was so perfect. It is so perfect. I have so many great memories watching this movie with friends. There's never a dull moment. Absolutely never a dull moment watching this film. So quotable, so relatable, so wonderful. I have nothing bad to say about this film. Now, upon from me seeing it 1,000 times, right? I had the Blu-ray copy, again, 9 years ago. I watched the movie with commentary numerous amounts of times. So it's cool hearing Thor Frudenthal explain certain scenes, explain certain relationships, like the girl who plays Patty Farrell, her actual older brother in real life plays one of the high school kids that, harasses Greg and Riley on Halloween. And you see him through the show, and you're like, oh, I see the family resemblance. You also had, what's another fun fact? When Greg and Fregley are wrestling, and there's a little at the end when Fregley gets his butt off of Greg's head. They added that little fart noise in it just for humor. It worked. The kid who plays Dieter Mueller, the little foreign exchange student. Now they filmed the movie in Canada, and this kid happened to be vacationing in Toronto with his family when they were doing the casting call, and they cast him, and he booked the role, and he did the part so epic, and they had him be a little David Bowie. And it's funny listening to Thor explain these things about Dieter Mueller and about the kid who they casted. Wonderful. The film was filmed in 2 separate schools. There's a separate school for the outside scenes than the inside scenes. The house was it's on stage. It was a stage, so they can manipulate the camera. Funniest part of the whole film, and I die of laughter every single time, aside from Roderick screaming, "And then they planted trees," is when he's threatening to kill Greg. And Riley grabs onto his ankle and says, "Let go, baby hippo." And then Roderick chases Greg into Greg's room, but Greg has to pee. And then Roderick is drawing a loaded diaper symbol on his arm. And then Greg's like, "Time out, Roderick. I have to pee." And then Roderick goes, There are no timeouts, only death." And then he eventually tricks Greg and takes his shoes off and leaves his shoes at the door. So anytime Greg looks at the door, he just sees the shoes, not knowing that Roderick's actually in him. So Greg puts all his battle armor on and his goalie uniform and his catcher mitten, all that stuff. And he jumps out and like, "Hi-ya!" and realizes that Roderick tricked him. So then he finally runs to the bathroom, takes Manny off the toilet, the little brother, and he says, "Move, I'm dying." And Manny goes, "Ah." And then Manny, without pants, goes running into the hallway. Greg starts peeing. And all of a sudden, Roderick pulls the curtain back. And he goes, "Ah!" And then Greg screams. But he's still peeing. So then all of a sudden, Greg screams, turns, starts peeing on Roderick. Roderick screams. Greg's still peeing. And then Susan, their mom, comes in holding Manny. And she goes, "What's going on here?" And then Greg says, "Oh, he's lying. He was going to kill me." And then Susan, Roderick's like, "I don't know. I just came here to take a shower." And then Greg says, "No, he's lying. He was trying to kill me." And then Susan goes, "And so you peed on him?" And then Greg goes, "Yes. I mean, no." Oh my God. Hysterical. And then the camera cuts to him scrubbing the floor. Let me tell you, that is one of the funniest scenes in any film that I had ever seen. I cannot retell the scene without hurting myself of laughter. My face hurts because it's so funny. And that's why this Wimpy Kid trilogy, the first 3 films, are so perfect, because they have a perfect cast. Nothing wrong with these films. Perfect. The 4th one has issues. We will discuss that at some point. First 3 films, perfect. This is a monumental movie, and this movie does not get the credit it deserves. So kudos to Zach, kudos to Robert, kudos to Grayson, kudos to Devin, kudos to Karan, kudos to every kid actor who was in this film who then pushed their career from it. Because it's been 9 years since this movie came out, which means they filmed this movie 10 years ago. That's a horrifying thought. Greg Heffley is now in his early 20s. Zachary is now in his early 20s, right? That would be fun to see a Wimpy Kid sequel movie of them in their 20s, their college years. Oh, I would pay so much money, so much fictitious money, because I checked my bank account statement recently and it said LMAO.00. Ha! Get it? Ha! Hysterical. I know. I took it out from a meme. The Wimpy Kid college years. A Wimpy college kid. Done. Jeff, dude. Now. Needs to happen now. Wimpy Kid college. Wimpy Kid's college years. Hysterical. But let's be honest. If the diary of a Wimpy Kid is because his mom got him a diary instead of a journal, right, in middle school, that means now he's vlogging. He could. So, a Wimpy college vlog. Let's do it. Let's do it. Bro, let's do it. Deadass. A Wimpy college vlog. I gotta figure this out. Everyone's gotta do it. Has to happen. Wimpy college vlog. Man. It'd be so much fun. Alright. We have more Wimpy Kid movies to talk about. Stay tuned, everyone. Mucho mahalo.